we are reconnecting you now.
Okay. All right. So far, no technical difficulties. I guess we okay. And I'm glad that it went down that way. Y'all know lately we've been having a couple of problems where I think there's something that we can solve. Hey, Urban Therapy with Sun Show Sunday, and I'm feeling good. And I hope to feel one day like the greatest man alive and the best in the world. And I got that going on for me, yo. Daryl. Oh, all right. Check it out, right? Urban Therapy with Sun. Allergies, no. Air therapy with Sun. And this morning on this Sunday, this glorious Sunday, February 13th, we are talking about the benefits of closing the door forever. The benefits of closing the door forever. What do we mean? What do we mean, baby? Well, when you leave the door open, that means that you welcome opportunities, chances. You know, when you close a door forever, that means that you have ended something for good. You don't want to deal with it, see with it, have nothing to do with it anymore. It's over. OVER. Don't come around here. Don't pick me up in the car. Don't ask about nothing that I'm doing. And that goes for the rest of my people too. And I ain't trying to see you. It's nothing that I have to really deal with you. Let's do with you. The benefits of closing the door forever. Yeah, you know, on the internet, we talk all the time. And I say we, meaning y'all. And I say y'all, meaning the ones who do it. Talk about ending something all the time. We always talk about, you know, what we not doing no more, how things are over, how I could drop you like a bad habit. And it's funny how you hear people talk about being able to drop things like a bad habit, and a lot of those people have bad habits. I guess they didn't get around to dropping them yet. So that's what we're going to talk about today. When we really talk about not dealing with anybody, with not dealing with somebody anymore, not messing with somebody anymore, well, let's talk about what we really get out of that. Because there has to be something to it when so many people seem to subscribe to that type of thinking. So let's find out exactly what went on the times that we did cut something off for good, and did we really get something out of it? What is the timeline that we use for cutting something off for good? Well, we're going to talk about it right now. So let's get into it. And by the way, how y'all feeling, man? I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should right now. I want to welcome y'all to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing. Max and Chill and Stacy White. Thanks for coming on through. I'm always glad to see you. You know that I do. And Carol Chamberlain, my good friend. Me, Favorita. Good to see you. And Emily Dunlap is in how bow. About to turn it out. T. Carrie, right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going right in your sight. So this morning, oh, by the way, for my little snarky comment writing people in the comments, I told y'all yesterday and the day before to look for me between 11 and 12 because it ain't sweet like that. You know, some people who weren't on the show yesterday, who shall remain unnamed, but their initials start with C. Now, like I said, no names, but their initials are C and C. You know, that person was probably at work yesterday. Speaking of work, that's the reason why these weekend shows are a little hard, because, you know, I just be getting in from work, you know, early in the morning. And, you know, yesterday was a hectic day with it being Dita and my mom's birthday. So it was a little hectic. You know what I mean? Good look, though. But let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. With this, your daily. Like, it's the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 11:30, 11 a.m. till around 12:30ish. And the reason that we say 12:30ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is a Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy like one big recess. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Son 752, aka Omar, with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Son show. And today we're talking about the benefits of closing the door forever. What do y'all know about closing the door forever? When was the last time or the first time or the most significant time that you have said that you weren't doing something anymore? The last time or the first time or the most significant time when you said to yourself, you know what, I've had it with that. I've had it with that. I'm not doing that shit no more. The reason that we struggle with it in the first place is because obviously we saw the benefits of doing it in the first place. Or is that the case? Are the things that we do usually the things that we think highly of? Are those things that we are enthusiastic about? Are those things that we really think are good ideas? Because sometimes we get roped into situations that we really don't believe in a lot, but you know, somebody else is down, or it might benefit somebody else. So we want to contribute. We want to help out. Maybe we see the good in somebody else, and we see what they're trying to do. So we that type of person that says, you know what, I'm gonna jump on up in here. I'm gonna jump on up in here, and I'm gonna add to the color of this whole thing. It just so happens that y'all caught me when I'm doing pretty well in life, and so I'm gonna rock out with this. It happens like that. That's hot, and I mean hot as in tastes good, but actually, you know, like tongue burning hot. So yeah, so let me give y'all a couple of scenarios, and I'm sure y'all have plenty of examples yourselves. But I want to give y'all a couple of scenarios that you may or may not have thought of that can have a significant impact on something that you do or something that may happen in the future going forward. So let's say you're a singer or a musician. You're a singer and a musician. Now, you've been struggling to put your music out there, and you finally get this record deal. Now, any of you who know about contracts or know about business deals or whatever, you know that signing your name on the dotted line, especially in show business, can have some really, really long-term damaging effects to you. And it can also be the thing that sparked off a very lucrative career for you. But as a primary artist, just getting your first deal, just trying to put your music out there. Let's take that example. Now you've been wanting to get your music out. You got a local buzz. You've been making money, you know, touring a little bit, maybe locally, state tours, you know, you've been getting gigs. You out there, you're working. You're a working artist. Maybe you've even recorded your songs. You already have a CD ready that you've been selling maybe at your shows and things like that. So you signed this contract, and the contract seemed like it was really good. It was going to put a good percentage of your record sales in your pocket. It wasn't one of those really, really bad 360 deals. All right. But let's say your record blows up. Your first project blows up. You was really, really getting a lot of record sales and a lot of buzz, and you're getting nominated for awards and all of this kind of stuff. Now you realize that the contract that you signed
was a good contract when you weren't thinking about how many records that you were going to sell, when you hadn't thought about all of the promotion and all of the residual income that comes out of it. Let's say this was at the turn of the century, 1999 going into 2000s, and the period between 2000 and 2010. Now, the period between 2000 and 2010 for a recording artist was the most lucrative time for a recording artist that I had ever seen, because you had ringtones getting you crazy money. You had 1-900 numbers and things like that. You had your record sales. You had internet streams on like MySpace and things like that. You had so many ways to make money. You could sell contractually through your record company, and you could also sneak and make money independently, getting on people's mixtapes and things like that, getting paid off the grid money on mixtapes. And all you had to do was tell your record company, "Oh, I recorded that way before I even signed your contract." Meanwhile, you just recorded that in studio yesterday. So you see that, dang, it might have been more lucrative to just have sold my music independently, because I was already doing that. I was selling my CDs right out of my trunk, and I was making crazy dough, but I didn't have national or international distribution. So, my product couldn't get out like that. So I signed this deal. And you see that this deal is going to keep you in that contract for another 5 albums. Now, all right, I'm gonna cut to the chase. You want to get out of this contract. You want to get out of this contract. You get yourself a lawyer. Maybe you already had a lawyer, but maybe the lawyer didn't warn you about the pitfalls of this contract. So you're asking yourself, what kind of lawyer are you? You didn't get me out of anything. So you go and get another lawyer, and this other lawyer says, well, listen, this is what you're going to have to do in order to get out of this contract. Maybe he gives you this scheme to be able to get you out of this contract. Sort of like how, I mean, what's that? What's that rogue ass agent? What's that rogue ass agent that represented Plaxico Burress, represented T.O. Terrell Owens when he was with the Eagles and told? That's a good example too. When T.O. disrupted the whole Philadelphia Eagles team because he wanted a new contract after being in his contract for 1 year. So he didn't decide to hold out or anything like that, but he just disrupted the team to the point where he could force them to trade him. They were either going to pay him what he wanted or they were going to trade him. That's a good example of closing that door forever. He could never play for the Eagles again after what he did. He disrespected his teammates. He definitely disrespected his quarterback, disrespected his coach. Personally, I feel like he disrespected himself ultimately. But he definitely closed that door forever. Was that a good look? He went to the Dallas Cowboys after that. From the Eagles to the Cowboys. Was that a good look for him? Well, they didn't win any playoff games. We did. I think. Yeah, we did. We definitely went on to win more playoff. Absolutely. So, yeah, it wasn't really him closing that door forever. That didn't work out so lucratively for him. It's never a good idea to cut off your nose to spite your face. Like, yeah, you made a hell of a statement, but you didn't make the kind of statement that people would repeat after you. Think about that. You made a hell of a statement, but how many people would repeat what you said, repeat what you did, following your example? So getting back to the recording artist thing, so your lawyer gives you this scheme to get out of your contract. You're going to get out of this contract. But what you risk in closing that door forever is that depending on your ruthlessness or cunningness in getting out of that contract, how does this look to other record companies who would like to have you as an artist? Did you end that relationship in a way where it was like, well, listen, it was all contractual. We came to an agreement for a buyout, and that's how we did it. And other companies can respect that. But if it was a situation where the record company feels like you left them holding the bag and you totally violated your contract and you got away with it, they're probably going to, the record industry, showbiz industry is so ruthless. They do not mind playing with your financial life. They don't really mind playing with your emotional life, your social life either. Not at all. Because they know that has damaging long-term effects on your financial life. But your decision to close that door forever, how did it work out for you? Was that a good idea? Was it a good look for you? Was it, oh my God, allergies today. This shit is crazy. Was it a good look for you? Thinking about it in retrospect, was that a good idea? When you close that door forever, was it a good idea? Did it work for you? Sometimes we don't think that far in advance. We just want to get out, get away, get something different. We just want to get comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you know how it is when you say things without thinking about them first? Sometimes you insult people. Sometimes you put people off. Sometimes you make people feel bad. You hurt feelings and things like that. And those aren't things that people often forget. They're things that people don't often forget. So you never know who knows who and what their influence over someone else is, including yourself. So closing that door forever sometimes doesn't work out as well as we would hope that it would work. So I wanted to use that example out the gate so we could sort of set the stage. And we can talk about the relationship stuff all we want, because I'm sure that a lot of y'all are thinking about that. We start thinking about love quickly out the gate. Yeah, I had to close the door on my man forever. He had to go because I ain't going for, I put up with so many years. I can't get those years back in my life. I can't get those years back in my life. I can't get those years back in my life. I was a hell of a wife. I can't get those years back in my life. I wouldn't wish him on